Hey, Michelle,
Hi, Mark.
how you doing? It's June. We need to look at May in San Benito County. What went on over there?
Yeah, so I'm fine, by the way.
Thank you.
Yes,
Good to hear.
but
Me
doing well.
too.
Just coming out with the numbers, trying to really rush and get these out to people because there was a lot of questions about prices.
Okay.
Can May top those in April? Actually, April was a little down, so we'll see about that. But also peak of new listings, cycle, there's questions about the cycle.
Right. What's
And then
going
the
on?
competitiveness, that has been 2021 for us. So we're going to get into all of that, starting off with the county level and seeing, that's it, another all-time high
There we
price
go.
in San
It's
Benito
been a little
County.
volatile since January, but certainly up more than the last 3 years.
Definitely 12.5% increase from April to May, another all-time high price for the single family home market,
Okay.
810,000. Neighbors, Santa Cruz, Santa Clara, all-time high prices as well. So this is happening. San Mateo too, just in case you're curious. Not a neighbor, but
Right.
yeah. So Monterey was up, but not an all-time since 2 months ago.
Okay.
That's 60 days ago. But prices are generally up, and so this is the time of year for that. But this is pretty exceptional. I mean, if you look at the city level, you can see San Juan Bautista and Hollister returning results. I mean, this is pretty, and this is year
Wow.
over year. We hadn't done this for some of the other counties, but I just wanted to show year over year because year over year stats are fine. And you can see here, price appreciation in the last year has been substantial, right? So you can see that in this year over year. Some people are wanting to look month over month because it's a kind of an indicator of movement. So
Right.
we see that May was just higher than April in general. The county was down. So this is not unexpected, but yes, volatile in terms of what we saw in the pricing category. Same thing with common interest. This was a hit. So we're going to keep it. It's not
Okay.
the biggest market in San Benito County,
Right.
but
This is not like Santa Clara or something.
yeah, but I mean, still, right? So we have it in volatility. You can see it's hitting both markets. So this one, technically a little down off an increase from last month. So 6% decline, fewer sales. So the volatility is not unexpected. It's just been up and down for the past 5 or 6 months. If you look at the price, Hollister with the only common interest sales in May, and you can see here 6%, right? So that's 8 of them though. 8 sales. I mean, that was a lot. So, that was definitely, this is a true price. If you want to look at it that way.
Right.
But the question is, so, cycles. So we keep getting, are we going to be back on a normal cycle? Obviously, last year was disrupted by the pandemic. So what are
Right.
we seeing? And, this was mixed when you looked at all the counties. Santa Clara and San Mateo County didn't have more new listings than they did in April. And yet, Santa Cruz, Monterey, San Benito did. If I remember correctly, stop me if I'm wrong, but this means there was more choice. So it's a 6.5% increase, second straight month of increased new listings. So definitely above a year ago.
Great opportunity
Considerably,
for the buyers.
it is, but it's also considerably less than 2 years ago. So you have to kind of
Right.
keep in mind, relatively, what are we looking at here? If you look month over month, you can see here definitely San Juan Bautista declined by 1 home. So that's
Right.
not
Not
really a big deal,
tragic
but
by any
Hollister.
means,
Yeah,
but
Hollister.
Hollister is strong.
And every, insert it here. We don't get the new build. So 75 new listings in Hollister. I actually think it moved from 76 to 75 from when I collected the data to when I looked at it. But the
Data's
most
always
new listings,
moving. Mhm.
I know, like, how do you get less new listings? I don't know. Anywho, most new listings we've seen in 1 month since at least 2017, right? So that's good news for people out there looking for choice. San Juan Bautista has had a couple of months of a lot of new listings and then kind of declined a little bit. So interestingly, some of the highest numbers of new listings in recent years were during the pandemic for San Juan Bautista. I found that very interesting. I wanted to share that with our audience. So it wasn't all bad in the pandemic. We'll go condo townhome here to show month over month. So definitely declined, but 8 was the most we've seen since the summer of 2019, right? So
Right.
that was a lot. So
Right.
8. So it looks really down. It is, but it's also 8 is pretty out of, I was going to say out of
Out of
control. It's not
control.
out of control. What is she saying? Someone
Uh,
stop this woman. No, it's just, definitely lower. And you can see it here in the weeklies, right? So new listings week ending Saturday. And that's why I love these weeklies. And I'm a big proponent of it because if you really want to see what's happening, you can see that for the most part of May, yeah, we were trending significantly higher in terms of new listings than we had in the last couple of years. But now we're actually below where we were even a year ago in the pandemic. So maybe you saw that recovery in Hollister a little bit faster than the other counties last year. So now we're not seeing that year over year, difference. And then as you can see, going into July, they start trending together, right? So if you're looking for, or your clients want some insight into what's happening, I would definitely recommend these weeklies, available on Pro all the time, but they're new every Tuesday, midday-ish. So we often get them up earlier than that, but check it out. I mean, when you're trying to predict what's happening, something we do not do, but we talk about trends, right? And so that's kind of the thing. If there's more new listings coming on, you say, oh, well, will that drive prices down? Will that sale to list price ratio fall a little bit? Well, we didn't see that happen this month, 104. So in addition to the all-time high price, there's also an increase in the sale to list price ratio for the county. So hadn't seen 104 since 2013, which is a tie for the all-time high. So it's never been higher than 104 that I could find in San Benito County, and it's over 100%, at or over 100%, 9 out of the last 10 months, right? So that's definitely trend-like. We're seeing it Santa Cruz as well, right? So when you look at it by by city, San Juan Bautista dragged it down a little bit because Hollister was 104. San Juan Bautista was down a little bit. Long time since we've seen that in Hollister. San Juan Bautista looks like significant reversal, but remember 106 was something we hadn't seen since 2015. So 102 is still really high. So this is kind of where you ignore those percent changes, because that's just still, even 1% is very significant in these markets that generally hovered at 99%. And then the same thing in the common interest. Look at that, the county at 104, right? So it last happened in May of 2018. Really high sale to list for Hollister common interest, which means buyers got a little bit of a break on prices, but paid a little extra on average in the sale to list. So a little bit over what they were asking. So, man, usually you'd say, oh, the summertime, but I think it's going to be really interesting, especially with those questions about, are we back on cycle? We're going to need a little bit more time to know that, 30 to 60 days or so, but that's why we never stop.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we'll be back next month to talk about it, keep you posted on those prices. Sale to list is very interesting. And then, maybe we'll move into close sales or something, but in general, we'll be back with some interesting stats for San Benito County and keep everybody there knowledgeable on the data.
Keeping them informed. That's what you do, Michelle. Thank you very much for your time. Looking forward to seeing you back in July.
Make sure to check out our Pro Support page for additional videos on a full range of topics. And don't forget to click that subscribe button on our MLS Listings YouTube page.